What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We back with another video today. Watching Beyond Dragon Ball Super Destroyer Tigron versus Ultimate Beast Gohan finale. Beerus calls out Ligor. Oh shit. Okay. And somebody on my last comments for the last one asked, "Who you think I'm gonna win?" Hey, look, who you think gonna win? Look, I've been watching a lot of UnrealEntGaming stories. It's a draw. It's gonna be a draw. I said it in the comments. I called it. So we're gonna see what's up. I wasn't Gohan to win, but I said it's gonna be a draw. So shout out to UnrealEntGaming and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and there you go.
As our story now continues, following the initial beam struggle involving both Ultimate Beast Gohan and Universe 19's God of Destruction Tigron, as with neither individual looking to let up against the other in fighting for their survival to see in fact which one of them will be the last one standing by the very end, was when Goku then went on to chime in. Oh, this is just amazing, but even while they both appear to be letting it all go out there and seeing which one of them is going to be the last one standing, my only concern is if Lord Tigron is secretly holding out on way more power than what he's shown having to use out there against Gohan, as Vegeta went on to then respond. Well, I don't think that he honestly is, because I want you to go and look a little closer out there and see for yourself in case you have any doubts about where this is going, Kakarot. And that is because if that God of Destruction truly was hiding a lot more than what we expect, then I think it's safe to say that this battle would have already been over with that destroyer overtaking Gohan during the middle of all of this. But since it doesn't appear to look that way, then I think it's safe to assume that this is all that Lord Tigron has to offer out there against him. Otherwise, Gohan would have been defeated by now, and so there is still that chance that Gohan just might be a little stronger than Lord Tigron, which would also explain on why he hasn't faltered yet, with Goku responding,
That's right.
Hey, I think you're right, because look, maybe it's just me here, but I think Gohan's actually shown pushing Lord Tigron back some more, because I think he's starting to lose some ground out there. Oh yes, come on now, son.
Gohan.
For I know that you have the power to win this, especially if you were shown having to come this far and becoming who you are after giving it your all to train under Lord Beerus. And so I know that you have what it takes to muscle through that destroyer strength and overtake him, Gohan. Good. That's right, saying Beerus went on to then chime back in. Do as you were shown having to do against me and deliver onto him your absolute fullest. I see. Well, while I find their battle to be one that is quite fascinating to watch unfold, Ligor went on to address Beerus by then chiming in. It is only now clear that with neither one willing to yield on their own, they have given everything they could without crossing the line where true destruction lies for either of them, as it is also very rare to have seen a mortal stand up to a God of Destruction in ways which both Gohan and Broly were shown having to do. But even so, are you able to see it now too, Ligor questions? For a clear winner is starting to emerge down there between them, and it should be very obvious on who has the upper hand down there in this contest as it reaches its final moments. For your mortal warriors have most definitely proven to us on why they are more than worthy of deserving to stand among our kind, but Ligor continues, while we watch their powers along with their ambitions collide, we will now find out on just which one of them will truly remain as the last warrior standing.
Okay.
And so now watch very closely as we are about to see it happen in a matter of a few moments, to which as Gohan was shown now having to give it his all, it had only become painfully clear to Gohan now that he had to give it his all in order to walk away from this battle in one piece, as Gohan then went on to quickly shout, "This will be as far as I will allow for you to go here against me in this battle, and so I hope that you go and take this as confirmation that us mortals from the 7th will never go down without putting up a good fight against you. And now, full power attack!" As Tigron went on to then put up his guard by responding, "Why you? Well, as good of a fight as you may have displayed, even this attack alone while giving it your all will not win you the day, Saiyan." Which it was only moments later with the gigantic explosion then shown having to take place as Gohan went on to put up his guard and having to shield himself, was when Gohan then went on to continue, "Oh, there we go. Oh man, man, what a powerful shockwave behind that intense explosion. But I just know that it had to have done the trick. Oh man, as that one just nearly went and took every little bit of power that I had in order to push that right through his attack. And while it wasn't something that I thought was going to come easy, Gohan continues upon being shown putting his hands on his knees, there is just no way that he should still be shown having to stand after taking an attack like that head on the way he did. And so I just gotta be sure. But then it was only shockingly enough to Gohan's surprise, as Tigron was indeed shown standing and having to address Gohan, was when Tigron went on to then respond. I wouldn't be so quick to celebrate anything here if I were you right now, Saiyan. For you may have wounded me for the time being while catching me by surprise with an attack of such great magnitude. But let us not forget about the agreement that we had made, because in case you may have thought that this battle was over, then I'd hate to have to break it to you, but just in case your eyes are a bit blinded by the beating that you have sustained, I'm still standing, Saiyan. And while you are the first mortal to ever draw blood from me in a battle like this, Tigron continues, you will undoubtedly come to find out that you will also now be the last. For even though I knew that you were vastly different when compared to your allies, understand that even while at your absolute best here against me, even your best wasn't ultimately good enough to bring me down and keep me down for the long haul, Gohan.
Tell him.
So
Okay, Tigron.
And acknowledge your warrior spirit along with your strength to stand up to a god of destruction in battle. As long as I am still shown standing before you, this fight is far from over. As Gohan then went on to respond, oh man, there's just no way. How much can this guy seemingly go and take? Because there's no way that he should still be standing up to me right now, unless, yeah, I think I can see it. He's struggling to stand. Well, you can quit pretending to want to go and still continue this fight, Gohan says, because I know that you wouldn't be able to take much more of that again, and so just know that I'm not going to stop, and nor am I going to waver until you go down first. But then, in a bizarre twist of fate, as Tigron's knee was shown having to touch the ground first and having to falter with Gohan having to quickly follow, this had only become a clear-cut indication that the fight was indeed now over, as Goku then went on to chime in, hey, wait, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing out there too? Because if Gohan's conditions were agreed upon prior to their battle, then that would ultimately mean that with Lord Tigron shown dropping down on his knee first, then Gohan by default should hereby be the winner of this contest, as Vegeta went on to respond.
So Gohan got the dub.
Yes, but look, because that god of destruction isn't the only one to drop down to a knee, but even then, given how Gohan was just shown having to do so moments after the destroyer did, then by proxy, this battle should officially be over, since Gohan was clearly the last man standing among them both by the very end before dropping. And so because of this, Gohan should be declared the winner, as Beerus went on to then respond, wait now for just a second here, did you know that this battle was going to end in Gohan's what the? He's gone, but he was just standing right beside me, and so how was it that he was able to move that fast before I was able to even see him vanish on me like this, Beerus questions. No, for I am certain of it by now if I already wasn't before, and so I know that there is something more to that destroyer than what he appears to be letting off out there, as whatever that is and whatever it is that he is hiding, Beerus continues, is something that I plan on finding out for myself one way or another.
Okay.
Which was only back down below with Ligor shown having to appear behind Tigron and addressing him following the initial stages of this battle, was when Ligor went on to then respond, though I can understand that you are still
they were that close together in the fight, goddamn, what the fuck?
Given how I can still sense your
right
urge
here
to want to go and fight back despite the two of you being shown wavering, it would be best for you to go and just accept the outcome of this battle, given how you went on to agree to the Saiyan's conditions, since this wasn't going to be a fight to the finish by the end of it. And so while this does fall as a technical defeat due to how you were shown dropping down to a knee before the Saiyan did, Ligor continues, you have nothing left to prove out here against these mortals, since I'm more than certain that they already know as to where you stand among them. Well, take it for what it's worth, for even though you were also shown having to drop down to your knees, Beerus went on to then appear behind Gohan by responding, there is no need for you to go and try and continue this battle, for you have already proven yourself.
Yes, sir.
Gohan responding, Lord Beerus, but do you truly think that this is over? Because, well, from the looks of it, I don't think that God of Destruction is looking to call it a day here against me now, with Ligor having to then respond, the mortal did well, Lord Tigron, but I can still sense a burning desire for you to want to go and continue, and so now will you? With Tigron responding, well, be that as it may, I'm not finished with him just yet, and so just you wait right here in the meantime. With Beerus then having to chime back in, he's coming your way, mortal. Take caution in what is about to happen here, but do not go and make the first move here against him unless he does, Saiyan, for you'd want to go and be ready for anything just in case, and so now let's just wait and see. But then, it was only just upon with Gohan being shown putting up his guard, as surprisingly enough Tigron went on to extend his arm towards Gohan's direction, was when Tigron then went on to respond, to say that I'm impressed would be an understatement, Saiyan.
Okay.
I may have been the first to falter in this battle, with you following right behind me and doing the same.
Give my boy some compliments now.
Just know that this does not diminish the respect that you have gained from me here today, to which as Tigron was then shown having to finally shake Gohan's hand, was when Tigron then went on to continue, for your tenacity along with your warrior spirit has shown me that you are not only worthy of being called an ally alongside us, but you are
I love it.
also
I love the
one who is
camaraderie,
worthy
nigga.
enough in
Come on,
being
son.
called an equal.
Come on,
And while I know
man.
that the outcome could have been different if we had continued, since I wasn't willing to stop where we were, I think it's safe to say that you have earned this victory today, Saiyan, but do bear this in mind, for one day we will spar again, only this time, the outcome of our next battle will be completely different than what it was that happened here today, Saiyan, with Gohan responding, well, although there was never any real bad blood here between us, I am honored to have battled against such a formidable opponent such as yourself, because you certainly, of course, didn't go and make things any easier for me out there while fighting you, but while I share the same level of respect for both you and Lord Ligor, Gohan continues, thank you for going and giving me a chance and showing you on what my universe is truly all about, to which as Beerus was then shown redirecting his focus towards Gohan, was when Beerus then went on to respond, you did exceptionally well out there against such a foe, and while it is rare for anyone to be given a destroyer's respect through combat, just know that not only do you have Lord Tigron's respect, but you also have mine as well.
I love it.
Saiyan,
I
with
love
Gohan
it.
responding, oh, well, thank you, Lord Beerus. And while I know that Lord Tigron wanted to keep going as I did, I'm just glad that I was able to make use of the training that I did alongside with you and putting
Why
it
they
to the
hold
test
my
out
nigga
here
Gohan
against
for
someone
so
other than
long?
yourself, and so thank you. Well, you know what that means now, don't you, Vegeta? Goku then went on to address Vegeta by responding, because with both Broly and Gohan now lapping us in power, I think that we ought to start getting back into shape and fast once we get back, because not for nothing, but it looks like we have a whole lot of training to do if we hope to keep up with these guys in the long run, with Vegeta responding, well, obviously, Kakarot, because I don't plan on staying far behind either of them for too long, and so you better either keep up once we go and get back, or just simply go and stay out of my way while I train, because by the end of it, I won't have you go and try to slow me down.
Okay. Ultra Beast Gohan versus what is it? Master Ultra Ego Vegeta. Who y'all got? Who y'all got? Who y'all got? Cause y'all can't say, yeah, Vegeta's strong, right? But that Vegeta didn't fight this new Beerus though. So we don't know how strong Beerus is compared to Master Ultra Ego. but I don't think they should be on par 2.
Especially not with all that we have experienced here today. As
I don't know who's gonna win that fight. That's gonna be a good fight.
Though out of the 4 of them, the more
we gotta see that. Unreal, show us that fight.
Have proven their standing in case we would need them, while the other 2 who go
Maybe
by
get in the
Goku
tournament.
and Vegeta still unfortunately need much improvements, as I think that this should conclude any more doubts that we may have had, since we now know as to where they all stand, with Ligor responding, "Very well then, for let us go and heal you in the meantime, while we also go and inform them all on what it was that we had learned before having to send them back to their respective world." But then, it was only just upon with both gods of destruction being shown having to take their leave before Beerus had gone as far as to stomp his foot down in addressing them, was when Beerus went on to address Lord Ligor by responding, "Now I wouldn't be so quick to just walk away from here if I were you, God of Destruction, and so don't think for 1 second that I haven't noticed, because I've been observing you very closely ever since you first stepped foot onto my planet when you did, and since that time, I can't help but notice that there's something off about you, something different," Beerus continues, "something unusual, but undeniably interesting nonetheless, Lord Ligor, for I have been around long enough to recognize when someone isn't who they appear to be, and I'm telling you right now that you are nothing like the other gods of destruction, for there appears to be something far more to you than what you are letting on, and I intend to find out on exactly what that is one way or another, Destroyer, for you carry yourself differently than the rest, your energy, your aura, it's unlike any other Destroyer in our line of duty, and I can't stand on not knowing as to why. And what exactly is this god of destruction trying to suggest by making such openly vague statements like this?" Tigron went on to then question, "unless, does he happen to know," with Ligor responding, "that he may, but there's only one other way for us to find out, and so very well then, God of Destruction, then if you find my presence to be one that raises concern, then what exactly is it that you propose here that'll go and put your mind at ease, since you appear to be rather extremely fascinated by something, and so because of this sudden curiosity, I will hereby offer you a chance to air your frustrations out to me, while you also lay out your solution," with Beerus responding, "Well, early on, moments after stepping foot into this universe, I had the pleasure of speaking with Whis about a certain provision that you may have not made use of just yet, something regarding newly appointed gods of destruction, where I was reminded of the white flag rule that had been given to us," Beerus continues, "which is one that allows for a newly appointed destroyer to challenge or directly train with another god of destruction, and since I've already been given approval in getting my rematch against Universe 13's god of destruction, Lord Reno, you can rest assured that I had went on to make sure to go and remind him on just who the real dominant destroyer between us truly was when I defeated him. But what about you, God of Destruction? For I suspect that you haven't used your opportunity yet to enable this perk just yet, now have you? Because trust me, I can tell. And since I know that you haven't, then why don't you go and extend the same courtesy here to me, and go and take this opportunity while I offer it to you to use this extension on over against me. So what do you say, Beerus questions? For this doesn't have to go and be a death battle, but rather more of a simple exhibition between 2 governing and extremely powerful gods of destruction, and so what do you say? Wait, is Lord Beerus actually serious with what he wants to go and do right now? Vegeta went on to then question. He wants to spar and go one-on-one against that lion destroyer, as in right here, right now? Yeah, well, and I think he's serious about it too.
Hella serious.
Then went on to respond, but what exactly does Lord Beerus
I ain't never heard Beerus tell a joke
just
before,
said?
man. He's serious.
I always figured that there was something more to Lord Ligor when Broly and I had first met him on Lord Beerus' planet, but is Lord Beerus able to maybe see something more to him that even we ourselves aren't able to fully see? Surely he can't be serious enough to actually want to go and do this now, does he? Tigron then went on to question, because with his suspicions feelings aside, what does this destroyer expect to actually try and gain out of this by waging a battle here against you? For has his curiosity driven him mad at the thought of what he thinks that he knows, or does he actually intend to gauge himself here against you in order to see where he stands among the best? Because moreover, now isn't the time when we have other matters to worry about, Tigron continues, such as the possibility of there having to be rogue destroyers along with the potential for there to be a massive tournament that is held in the future here against us. But then, it was only just during the middle of Tigron having to be shown expressing himself to Ligor as Ligor went on to interrupt him by answering was when Ligor then went on to quickly respond, "Worry not about the situation, Lord Tigron, because if Lord Beerus wants to challenge me and if he wants to learn more about what lies beneath my surface, then I will not go
I want to know about this tournament.
For this also might be something that can further reinforce our trust for this universe," Ligor went on to continue, "and so I will go and hereby grant him this moment to go and hold an exhibition bout against me, but you, on the other hand, you should go and leave this one up to me and observe as we engage. Take note of every move and every shift in power that is made, because surely enough there are lessons to be learned here, for once this is settled and over with here between us, then I will further go on to take my leave and speak with the Grand Priest in matters of gaining further approval to go and continue to train alongside with you, as I will make sure that our training will go and resume after our business with the 7th is hereby over and done with," Ligor continues, "so that way we can only from that point then go and inform them all on most of the things that you and I were told about that they should go and know," as Whis went on to appear next to Gohan by then responding, "Well, that was an incredible performance that you went out there to go and display, Gohan, because not only does this go as far as to show off the fruits of your training with Lord Beerus, but for the time being, since we're already here, I think that it would be best for us to go and watch from the sidelines, since I think that things are about to become very intense out here between these destroyers. And so now because of this, let us go and take our leave now and watch this bout from a safe enough distance then, shall we? Now I was told that your instincts were far sharper than most of the other gods of destruction when it came down to figuring things out that go far beyond the surface level," Ligor went on to then respond, "as you are not essentially wrong in your judgment here about me, but while I am not malicious in my nature but rather hold more of a neutral stance on the prospects of life and existence itself, there is indeed more to my nature than what I've allowed myself to openly reveal, but heed my words," Ligor continues, "though I do not view yourself nor your universe as adversaries against our cause, I want you to make no mistake about how I will be treating you here during this battle, for I will be treating you as such during this contest, and so while the passage of time flows differently between our universes," Ligor continues, "do not go and mistake my newly appointed position as weakness, as that couldn't be further from the truth."
Okay, Ligor, talk with shit, Ligor.
I'm also curious to see on just how much you've grown since the last time that you and I have crossed paths. I just hope that you understand that I expect to see nothing more than your absolute best," with Beerus responding, "though while I don't assume that you hold any maliciousness towards myself or towards my universe and its mortal warriors, my only curiosity stems from what I am able to sense that's flowing deep within your very spirits, because I also don't intend to fight you with the intention to go as far as to destroy you either, nor do I view either of you destroyers as direct adversaries, but what I will say is that my only takeaway is getting down to the bottom of why you appear to be so calm but yet so feared and respected by our kind, as I also intend on finding out more about what it was that you had mentioned to me earlier," Beerus continues, "and so you may go and take that how you will, destroyer," to which as Whis was then shown having to heal Gohan was when Goku then went on to respond, "Way to go out there, Gohan, for I couldn't be any prouder in seeing how far you've come since the very beginning, and so we all couldn't be any happier to see how much you've grown," with Gohan responding, "Oh, thank you, Dad, as Lord Tigron was far stronger and way more difficult to deal with than I thought that he would be, but what I will say is that now that Lord Beerus is calling out to spar against Lord Ligor, I'm actually a bit more worried about what this fight will have in store for us, because I have a feeling that this is about to be a far more intense battle than how even mine was shown being out there against Lord Tigron, and so we'll see." Well, I'm glad to know that we are both on the same page here when it comes down to our positions, Ligor went on to then point out to Beerus by responding, and so just
y'all think Beerus gonna get this dub or Tigron?
Responsibilities
or
that
Tigor,
go far beyond any mere rivalry. However, in this battle, I will go and treat you as much of a worthy adversary as any other, for this is not about proving who is superior over the other in this contest. At least it is not for me. However, God of Destruction, what I will say is that I am more curious to know on just how powerful your will is when battling against another destroyer, for I want to see on just how much you've grown since suffering defeat by the hands of Lord Reno, along with your sudden and swift victory over him. For I can also go and safely tell you that I am not Lord Reno, and I will not be so easily taken down
Talk
as
your
you
shit,
may
Ty,
assume I
Ligor.
might be. And so for your sake, I hope that you are ready, because I most definitely am. And so now let us prepare and begin, as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the resurrected fallen gods of destruction, the legendary God Saga manga chapter number 5 special then comes to a close.
Alright, this is fire. This was fire. My boy Gohan. He got the dub, so it wasn't a draw. I thought it was gonna be a draw, but he got the dub. So we will see what happens next chapter. But we will see what this Beerus and Ligor fight is, man. Who y'all got? Who y'all got winning down below? Let me know, and make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to UnrealEntGaming for the video, for his work, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.